Hello everyone. Welcome to the first video of the MOOC in statistics. A modern engineer is facing new challenges as the sizes of datasets increase and the problems that need to be solved become increasingly complex. So, on the one hand, you need to know which statistical tools exist, but on the other hand, you also need to know how to apply them. For this, we will use a software package. And with any real-life dataset, it makes sense to use a package that is made specifically for statistics. You will notice, even with the basic examples that we will cover in this MOOC, that it is useful to have a programmable package. That is, one that gives you the freedom to write your own code tailored to your specific situation. Therefore, in this MOOC, you will not only learn a variety of statistical models, but you will also learn how to use them by means of the statistical package R. Apart from the reasons just mentioned, R also has the advantage that it is freely accessible and that it is being kept up to date. In this video, I will start by showing you the basics of R. And I will do so by showing you some simple descriptive statistics. So let us get started. When you have started R, either through this platform or locally on your computer, you arrive at this window. The left pane is the console window. I can type any formula here, and the answer will be given after pressing the Enter button. Now, of course, sometimes you might want to save the answer of a calculation. This can be done by allocating a variable, say x, and this is done by typing x equals and then your expression. Any name will do, as long as it doesn't start with a number. Now the value of the variable can be retrieved by typing the variable name and pressing the Enter button. Or you can look it up in the list of variables in the upper right pane. Let us now define another variable, say y. You can of course perform basic operations with these variables, like calculating the sum. In the console, it is possible to go back to previous lines by pressing the up arrow on your keyboard. And another useful feature is printing of text. Now, if you want, you can pause the video now for a moment to try this for yourself. As you can imagine, sometimes you want to run the same procedure with different values. Or you might want to make a slight change in your code. Or in a more complicated setting, you may want to think first about what you want to do rather than immediately performing each step separately. For these situations, the console is not very well suited. And it will be more convenient to use a so-called R script file. You can open a new one in the File menu on the top left of your screen. In this R script, we can make the exact same calculations as in the console. The naming and working with variables are also the same. Now, when you press Run, the line where your cursor is at will be executed. If you want the entire script or a part of it to be executed, you can select it with the mouse and then hit Run. Finally, the key combination Ctrl-Shift-Enter runs the entire script as well. As you can see, the output is shown in the console, and the variables in the script have been assigned to their new value. Now, a big part of statistics deals with exploring data. This can easily be done in R. And in this video, we will have a look at a dataset of the ratios between the lengths and widths of rectangles that the Shoshone Indians used to decorate their leather goods. Now, around Europe, the golden ratio has been used for a long time to decorate and make art. And an interesting question is whether the ratio used by the Shoshone Indians differs from this golden ratio. In fact, this question was raised by the anthropologist Robert Lowy in 1921. Now, we will not answer this question in this video. For now, we will just get familiar with some of the descriptive features of this dataset. We first need to import our data into R. Now, R can handle a broad range of data formats. Here I have the data in a text file. The data can be imported with the command scan. And by importing the data in this way, we have created the data set called ratio. And we can now calculate all kinds of features of this data set. For example, the minimum of all data points. This is, as you might already know, the smallest value in the data set. The maximum, which is the largest value in the data set, can be calculated in a similar way. Other frequently used descriptive features include the mean or average and the median. The mean is the sum of all values divided by the number of data points. The median is found by sorting all values from small to large and picking the middle value. If the number of data points is even, then there is no middle value. And in that case, the median is computed as the average of the two central values. Sometimes you might know exactly which function you want to use, for example, for calculating the maximum. But you forgot the specific input it needs, or the available options, or the type of output it generates. In this case, you can use the help function, or just type a question mark followed by this keyword. And this will open an R help window in the right pane. Now, in this example, the code in your R script is still quite short and clear. However, when you do some more complicated tasks, the code will become longer. And you also might want to share your code with other people. Now, to make it easier to understand what snippets of code do, you can add comments using the hashtag symbol. Everything on the line to the right of this symbol will be ignored. Well, in this video you have seen a brief introduction to the program R. Please play around in R, as it will be used a lot in the coming weeks. So take the time to familiarize yourself. As always, you will find some exercises after this video which will let you do exactly this. Enjoy!